Good morning and welcome to another episode of Speed Tribe X. Today we will be looking at a car that decimated everything in its class, including its own transmission. A car that became the go-to platform to make Lamborghini owners cry. A car that resurrected the name Godzilla. A car that flew the Japanese flag so high it's on the fucking moon now. Ladies and gentlemen, today we'll be looking at the R35 Nissan GTR. Contrary to what you might be thinking, this is not a 2018 facelift GTR. This is a 09 GTR, the OG, the one that if you did enough launches you could snap first gear. That's this car with a ton of mods to it, which add up to an insane price, which I will tell you in this video. Run through all the mods of this car. Let's go. For starters, let's talk about the way this car looks. It has a carbon hood, carbon splitter, and the fact that it looks like the facelifted 2018, 2019 GTR. That whole kit, plus the lights, which are also facelift from the car, from the new GTRs, cost about 70,000 ringgit, which is pretty insane. Okay, so this car obviously has more mods than the way it looks. It has an Acutek ECU and a HKS exhaust. The gearbox has already been rebuilt so that it doesn't snap when you launch it. And this is the 3.8 liter engine. It's a bit dirty because they used it. And this carbon hood is significantly lighter than what the stock hood would have been. I can't show you how heavy a stock hood would be because we don't have one. That HKS exhaust costs about 21,000 ringgit, and you judge if it's worth 21,000 ringgit. And this beautiful hyper silver paint, this car has been repainted, costs $8,000. So you probably wouldn't want to get a scratch on this thing. Now looking at the side profile of this car, I think it looks amazing. I've always liked the way the GTRs look, but I think a big part of the way why this one looks really good are these wheels. These are Advan GTs and they're like 22 grand. They look amazing. Full on like classic JDM style. Absolutely love it. 22 grand, love it? Probably not, but if you love it and you buy this car, it comes with these rims. Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's is what this car runs. On all four corners, brand new tires. The owner just replaced them. We come to the back, we can look at the HKS exhaust, which is huge for an exhaust. And of course, the back of this car is absolutely gorgeous. Now, this new facelift I think looks amazing. My favorite generation of GTR. Like when they released the facelift, I fell in love. And this has a Superman logo because it's probably Superman's car. Now I'll show you the trunk of the GTR. You push a button inside and then it opens. And for some reason there's no actual latch you open it with. You either pull it with the wing, which is not advisable, or you stick your hand into this slot, then you open it, and it's kind of like a pond. Like you just fill it up with water and you could probably hold fish in it. I don't know, but it has a super high lift floor, obviously. I mean, it's big. It is a really big trunk, but sort of unpractical if you want to carry heavy stuff. But other than that, this is actually a really big trunk for the performance that you got. GTR, this, you know, HKS exhaust, doing its thing. One of my favorite things about this generation GTR is the fact that the paddles on the steering wheel don't move with the steering wheel, unlike the new generation cars. I don't know, I just feel like paddles should just be there and they shouldn't be moving. Then you have these signature GTR switches, which light up in red when you put everything in GTR mode, and you could turn off traction control by clicking it twice, and you know, that's just how everything works. Then you have this gear lever, which is pretty standard, but it's a bit weird and shorter than most cars. Then the carbon fiber here, the engine start stop button, this handbrake, which is pretty short, and then of course you have the signature Nissan GTR screens, which, even though this car being an older car, is touchscreen, surprisingly. And these seats are really comfortable. Yes, they've aged because this is an 09 car. I mean, what? It's been 10 years since this car came out, but it feels great, obviously. Then you have this gauge cluster, which is, I guess, classic to the GTR. The gauge cluster goes up to 220 miles an hour or 340 kilometers an hour. Obviously, that's not the top speed of this car. If it's stock, if it's modified, it's a completely different story. And the door panels are made out of leather. Then there's a part, or the part where the handle is, has carbon fiber inserts for the windows, and it's made out of metal, which is really nice. Just keeps it classy and not too terrible in terms of the interior. And yeah, that's about it for the interior of the GTR. Now let's take it for a short drive. Okay guys, now driving the 09 R35 GTR. And at first we're gonna just take it slow, right? Just a chill drive to see how the car is around bumps and stuff. And as far as that happened, you should know that it's pretty dailyable. I mean, it's not crazy unless you put your foot down. So this car is not set at this point to any modes or anything. It's just automatic, everything normal. Brakes are okay. I think we'll test the brakes on the second round, where we can go a little bit faster. Chill drive, nothing much. Yeah, it's pretty good. Cruise as well. Suspension is a bit on the firmer side, but completely dailyable. There's absolutely no objection in that. It's perfect. I mean, if you want a sports car. And squealy brakes, because race car. That was me putting my foot down in normal mode. So now we will change everything to the hardest mode, which is R mode for this Nissan. Right? You hold it up like that for the drivetrain. Traction control. I don't know why the suspension is there something wrong? Or
later that same evening.
okay guys, so it's my fault. This car has, I forgot, aftermarket suspension, which means it's not connected to this thing. It's my fault. But now we can push it. So it has aftermarket adjustable absorbers, for those who are wondering, and for those who should have remembered, i.e. me. We'll let that car go first so that we have a clean stretch of road. And yeah, it's time to pilot. Oh, I mean, drive like a GTR should be driven, I guess. You know what I mean? guess. Thank God we overtook that guy. Oh, all right. Let's do another round. Oh, when you're not punching the RPM, the gearbox is a bit lurchy. Automatically shifted into second gear when it was in third. But it sounds amazing. One of my favorite things about the GTR is its sound. And in terms of the fact that, you know, the steering wheel kind of feels like a game, it's not exactly a lie, but it's not terrible considering you don't buy a GTR for handling. You buy it for this. Woohoo! And that, wow. Let's do that again. Steering is definitely sharp, but yes, you don't get as much feedback as I guess you would like from a driver's car. But considering the prices of these, you're getting a bang for your buck, especially this one. You know, with the kit outside that makes it look new, everything is just perfect, man. So now we are going back and I will tell you what I think of it inside. Okay guys, I just got back from driving the GTR. It's parked in the showroom now, still hot on the brakes. And well, the showroom is now full of cars from the Turbo, the Speciale, the GT3, the Spider, the Aventador, Panamera, and Audi R8. I mean, it's crazy, isn't it, this place? But what do I think about this car? This car, everything included, is about $330,000. Is it a good price? Hell yeah. Because the amount of mods this thing has with the HKS exhaust, which you judged on how you liked it, whether it's worth the 20 grand. The Advan GT wheels, definitely worth the money. The kit, definitely worth the money, because this car will, after a tune, keep up with the latest GTR. And here's a fun fact. This car, full stock, 480 horsepower, 434 Newton meters of torque is a full stock number, will be this by 9 seconds around the Nürburgring. So this sounds like a pretty promising deal. If you stayed this far, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Speed Tribe X. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.